Hello from our house to yours. Pastor Dan and Claudia here, sitting in front of a world map. What does a world map have to do with IBC?
Yeah, IBC, International Baptist Church, right? We come from all those places that are represented behind us. I don't know how many nations. Sometimes we say 40, could be 50, sometimes there's been 60. But folks, we represent the world, and that's exciting.
We love the fact that IBC is so international. And actually, Dan and I, we're international as well. We're from the States, but we grew up in many different countries. Dan grew up in
Mexico,
in Mexico City, and another city in Monterrey, Mexico. And I grew up on 5 continents. You can see them all represented here. South America, North America, Europe, Africa, and Asia. And you know, when I went off to college in California, I remember thinking, I've lived in so many different places. I'm rather international. Who would I marry? Would I marry someone who has never traveled or doesn't have that sort of mentality that I have? And I wondered, and I prayed about it. And who did I meet?
Ba-bum, ba-bum.
Well, Dan is much more international than just Mexico and the United States.
Well, I had the privilege in my university years and also in the graduate school years to travel around the world in over 40 countries with a Christian theater group. And we would present the gospel through theater in high schools and universities and on television and all kinds of places. And I was able to be in all the countries or all the areas that Claudia grew up in. In fact, you know, our first contact was in Japan, right? Way over there, okay? Way over there, Japan. And that was, her parents were missionaries there at that time in Japan. She was living there, and so I came with the drama team. She came to the show. But that was the first kind of contact, and we were being guided by God to one day be missionaries and serve God in different countries, which we have done.
And, well, we have. We went to Mexico, Spain, Germany, Costa Rica in our married life. And we have 4 kids, and they're international as well. We have our oldest living in England, our second is in Sweden, our third is in California, and our 4th is in Hamburg, Germany.
Yeah. Well, you know, God is of course, an international God, so to speak, right? In other words, He loves people, nations. We're to go into all the world to make disciples of all nations. We want to bring glory to God as people come to Christ. I love a verse in 2 Corinthians chapter 4 in verse 15. It says, "For it is all for your sake, so that as grace extends to more and more people, it may increase thanksgiving to the glory of God." In other words, the more people that hear about Christ and come to faith in Him, the more glory is given to God. There's more and more people praising God, glorifying Him. And that's what life is all about. It's not about you or me, it's really about God and His glory. And so as IBC, here we are, an international church, right? Representing God out of all corners of the world and bringing people to Christ, that the glory might be increased to His name. And that's our passion, I think, right? That God would be glorified, and we just long for IBC to continue moving ahead, that it would bring glory to God.
We love to hear reports from people from their homeland and where they were saved back home in maybe Nigeria or Ukraine or different places, and that's IBC is that way. And we have then the joy of hearing that, yeah, they're influencing their parents, or they're talking with family and people back there, and even some will go back home after a time of maybe studying in Europe or working for a while. And it's neat to think that the influence of IBC has been to help you and help us to keep on with this focus of glorifying the Lord wherever we are. And that's why it's so wonderful. I just love the fact that we're so international.
You know, the vision statement of IBC is that we exist to call people from all nations to reach all nations. In other words, we don't just want to be stuck in our little huddle there, right? In Michaelis Passage 1. We want to work together that we might reach the world. In other words, when people come and they're there maybe just for a short time, we want to be a place where they can be strengthened and encouraged, and their vision can be sharpened so that they go back to their countries of origin and take Christ there. Or if they live here, that they would reach out to the society around them. That's what IBC is all about. And I hope that you share that same vision. And again, let me read again this verse here in 2 Corinthians 4:15, that grace extends to more and more people, and in so doing, it may increase thanksgiving to the glory of God. In other words, we want God to be more and more glorified.
Amen. Dear IBC friends, we look forward to being with you again in person soon.
God bless you.